Hello, welcome to Bagre TV. If you are new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. How school began. A number of us do not know anything about the invention of school. We just know that our parents, when we came of age, took us to a building, got us registered, and we sat in a setting called a class with our peers as we were being taught different subjects. Oftentimes, because of how difficult some subjects are, we saw school as boring and uninteresting. In this video, we will be looking at how school began from ancient Greece, Rome, and how it came to be what it is today. School in ancient Greece. It will interest you to know that the word school is derived from the Greek word school, originally meaning leisure, and also that in which leisure is employed, but later meant a group to whom lectures were given. School in Greece was of two types: formal and informal. The formal schooling was in a public center or provided by a hired tutor, and informal was provided by an unpaid tutor. School or education in Greece in the 5th century was greatly influenced by the great philosophers like Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, and the likes. These philosophers took it upon themselves to share what they had learned in their private studies with the willing public. From onset, physical education was essential to the Greeks, and this was seen in the Hellenistic period of ancient Greece. School was strictly for the males and the free people, those who weren't slaves. Next, school in ancient Rome. Schooling or education in Rome was based on the Greek system, and most of the Roman tutors, as at when schooling became prominent in Rome, were either Greek slaves or freedmen. Schooling in Rome started as informal, with learning taking place from the family level, but with time, it became a institution-based system during the late Republic and the Empire. And there was a time that for every Roman who desired to enter politics, schooling was made compulsory. The Romans had 3 tiers of school. First was the family level, where every father was expected to educate a child to an extent, and the second was ludus. It was common for children from poor background to be taught in primary school, known as ludus literarius, and the teacher in such a school was called literator. The third was called grammaticus. Children between the ages of 9 and 12 from wealthy families attend grammaticus to be taught writing and speaking skills and perfected their Greek. The modern school. One of our studies shows that a man named Horace Mann, and others say it was a man named Mr. Harry P. School who started it all. But the truth is, there is no evidence about who invented schools. Formal education or learning, which has to do with grouping students together in a location to be taught or imbibed life's principles, goes way back to classical antiquity. School has been in existence since ancient Greek, Rome, India, and China, and it can be said to be a development of the last 150 or 200 years. History has it that the Byzantine Empire had established a schooling system beginning at the primary level. In this empire, primary education began in 425 AD. The way the empire operated it was a must for her citizens. Byzantine education system continued until the empire's collapse in 1453 AD. In Europe, especially England, cathedral schools were founded during early Middle Ages in order to educate clergymen and administrators, with the oldest schools still in existence. The King's School, Canterbury, established in 597 CE. King's School, Rochester, established in 627 CE. And Thetford Grammar School, established in 631 CE. In the beginning of 5th century, monastic schools were established all over Europe, teaching both religious and secular subjects. In the 12th century, universities came into existence in Europe. The primary aim of schools in the Middle Ages was to teach Latin. This was what gave birth to the terminology grammar school, which means primary education in the United States. Considering the modern sense of the word, it is safe to say that Islam developed the school system. In their own school system, emphasis was on knowledge, which required a systematic way of teaching and spreading knowledge and purpose-built structures. When it first started, mosque combined the religious performance and learning activities, but in the 9th century, the madrasa was introduced, a school system built independently of the mosque. An example is Al-Qarawiyyi, founded in 859 CE. They were the first to make the madrasa system a public domain under the control of the caliph. But under the Ottomans, the towns of Busa and Edanin became the main centers of learning. In ancient Egypt, school was for a selected few from certain backgrounds. The few were allowed to train to become scribes in the service of temple, pharaonic, and military authorities. In India, gurukuls were the Hindu residential school of learning which existed in ancient India. The schools were located in the home of gurus. And in China, historians believe that the schooling in China can be traced back to the 16th century BC. In this era, only the privileged, just like in ancient Egypt, had access to education. In all, the aim of those who started school was not to finish with good grades and get good jobs. So where did we miss it? Let's know in the comment section. We love reading your comments. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share and subscribe to our channel.